Andrea Jenkins, your new mayor for Greater Lincolnshire, she said in her victory speech today that asylum seekers should be housed in tents. Isn't that now Reform Party policy?
No, I'm much harder line than that. They should be deported.
Deported to where?
Send them back to their country of origin, or if necessary to France. We've had enough. We've given them £500 million, and still every calm day the French Navy escorts those dinghies.
This is brilliant from Nigel Farage. The Liberal establishment is horrified by his blunt honesty. Everything he said in this interview is common sense. That is why people voted for reform. Councils all over the country have been infiltrated by woke activists. And now we see local councils aggressively pushing woke ideology, spending their time promoting England as a genderless and borderless place of 100 languages instead of worrying about public services. The local elections have shown the people have had enough. The Liberals think that makes them far right. Reform's new mayor recently said this in her winning speech.
We will tackle illegal migration. We've been working on policies. I say no to putting people in hotels. Tents are good enough for France. They should be good enough for here in Britain.
All the Liberals heard that, and now they think we are on the verge of turning into the Third Reich. That's how far left we've gone. The reporter asked Farage about the tents, almost expecting him to condemn the comments. Instead, he's like, nah, forget tents. They'll be getting deported back to where they came from. You could sense the reporter was horrified by that answer. Of course, Reform has no control over that, but they can make it difficult for the government to dump illegal migrants on them and demand they house them locally. We often drive through a beautiful affluent area of Yorkshire to walk the dog. I recently noticed random African and Middle Eastern men walking around aimlessly on the country lanes, some distance from any houses. It was only last week when I realised the lovely hotel in the vicinity is now housing asylum seekers. It is away from any houses, but it is near the local nature reserve and park where people take their kids and dogs. There are lots of lone women jogging and women with kids walking dogs in the area. I'm not saying all these men are dangerous, of course not. But do we have any idea who they are or what their backgrounds are? It's madness allowing all these men in from third world war zones and allowing them to just wander around the British countryside. The safety of the British public should always take priority. Yet the locals weren't even informed or consulted. And that's the contemptuous manner in which governments treat the people. Now those people have had enough and they are turning to reform. Listen to this brilliant interview by Nigel Farage.
It's really been an extraordinary day.
What are your councils actually going to do now? What do reform-controlled councils look like?
I couldn't have made this clearer throughout the election campaign. I spoke more about local issues than any of the other party leaders. We see expenditure that's been going on within county councils that we believe to be unacceptable, a bad waste of taxpayers' money. We also see county councils, this one, Staffordshire, run by the Tories, a very woke council, spending money, getting involved in climate change initiatives and many other things that are frankly nothing to do with county councils. So our aim and our ambition will be to slim down the size of county councils and to refocus their priorities.
But councils are strapped for cash. You're not going to make the savings you need by just cutting out some climate change policies, are you?
Well, I tell you what we are going to do, make some savings. They haven't. They've run things very badly. We haven't got a magic wand when it comes to central government funding. We haven't got a magic wand when it comes to, looking after the elderly with an ageing population. I understand all of those things, but refocusing and higher productivity from those that work for council. In future, in where we run councils, there's no more work from home.
Your parties have been elected many times before. You've rarely governed, though. Are you sure you've got the quality of councillors elected to actually deliver the change that people want to see?
We couldn't do worse than the previous lot, is all I can say. Local government has got under the radar. It's not until you get a Birmingham or a Thurrock or a Croydon going bankrupt that we really look at it. I think the whole thing has become complacent and a bad use of taxpayers' money, and that is what we want to deliver. Good value for taxpayers' money. And do we have the expertise? I believe we do.
Andrea Jenkins, your new mayor for Greater Lincolnshire, she said in her victory speech today that asylum seekers should be housed in tents. Isn't that now a Reform Party policy?
No, I'm much harder line than that. They should be deported.
Deported to where?
Send them back to their country of origin, or if necessary to France. We've had enough. We've given them £500 million, and still every calm day the French Navy escorts those dinghies from the beaches to a 12-mile line. We cannot have it anymore.
But you can't do that controlling councils. What are you going to do? You said you aren't going to
hang on
house
a
asylum
second.
seekers. Are you going
Hang
to
on
put
a
them in
second.
tents? What does this mean?
Hang on a second. What we will do is we will resist and fight as much as we can people who cross the English Channel being placed in these counties.
Labour and the Conservative Party, they're going to come after you over the next 4 years, a lot more than they have done in the past year or so. It's not going to be as easy as it has been for you, is it?
I wouldn't say it's been easy. Building a brand new, as much as they like, but frankly their record in government so far is lamentable.
The Reform Party so far has been a little bit of a one-man show with you in charge. Are you ready to share the stage now? Can your ego take it?
I'm always ready to share the stage with anybody, and having got Andrea Jenkins elected, Sarah Pochen elected, you'll no longer say it's a male-dominated party.